Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 431. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and today we're going to continue our journey through Commander Legends in a cowboy hat by talking about a lady that isn't wearing a cowboy hat. Now, hit our theme song!
Longest intro ever, man. Brando was going to pass out.
I just about lost my breath, but I have enough left to say, hey, Ryan, we're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are here good. What is going down?
A whole ton is going down. We asked CCO Nation, and they delivered. We got an Obeka Splitter of Seconds deck to talk about today, which is very, very exciting.
Several.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of those, so I'm excited to talk about this one. But before we get to any of that kind of stuff, and the stories we're going to tell, and the people we're going to thank, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They're your source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. And Pile of Bones, we've got a couple on the table here for your viewing pleasure if you're watching on YouTube.
Which you should be! It'll make us look good.
Because Editor Joe working very hard now that we're in the new studio. We've got two producers today, so the show is theoretically going to look twice as good, but probably twice as bad.
Well,
really.
it's us, right?
Yeah,
How good can it look with us on it?
Very much so. But people to thank, the business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all your Thunder Junction needs.
What's Thunder Junction?
Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
What's that?
Commander Masters in a fucking cowboy hat.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yep. They are there. We've got CCO Save promo code. If you're going to buy the cards, if you're going to buy the gaming supplies, if you're going to buy Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, board games, D&D, those Lord of the Rings games that I so want to try from like the 90s, but nobody wants to play them with me, especially not my wife. But if she did, CCO Save going to get you a discount on all of it.
I used to have Trivial Pursuit Lord of the Rings.
Oh, man, I would crush anybody, anywhere, anytime.
I'll bet you T-Coats could take you. I'll bet you he secretly knows everything about Lord of the Rings just so he control you.
He's a closet Lord of the Rings guy, and he's just gatekeeping me super hard.
Did you ever see, what was it, The Other Guys? Where, no, you haven't seen The Other Guys.
No, of course I haven't.
Where Marky Mark learns how to be a ballet dancer so he can make fun of this kid up the street.
Oh, man.
Like, he learns how to do all this really intricate stuff. I'll bet you T-Coats will do that.
Can you
just
imagine?
to take you down on Lord of the Rings.
This is the ultimate. T-Coats doing Lord of the Rings trivia in a tutu and his cowboy boots because he lives in Oklahoma. Talking about cowboy, like, Lord, no, what did we call it? What did you call it?
Commander Legends in a cowboy hat?
In a cowboy hat, yeah. So funny. If you haven't watched the BBO Brando's box opening on the CCO YTC,
there it is.
You have to watch it. It's so funny. It's the best one. It's the best one yet, and everybody who's seen it said it's hilarious.
I'm very proud of it.
So, anyways, we're getting into podcast business. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We thanked the business daddies. We thanked Pile of Bones, the official sponsors of Sidewalk Slam Season 2.
Yeah, Beer Uncle.
Beer Uncle?
Yeah.
Beer.
Business daddies, Beer Uncle.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. The uncle that.
He's the one you'd show up at home.
I'm trying to decide if I've ever been beer uncle in any capacity. Like the uncle that buys the kid beer, the uncle that is always at Christmas time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, I have been.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Come on.
We've got a couple patrons to thank.
Ooh.
Patreon.com/CCO Podcast if you want to support the nation. We are in the new studio. We've got the new setup. We're behind the scenes, got a little bit of Commander Cookout merch in the works, like the CCO pins over on the website. Yeah. But a couple other things that we got to discuss a little bit.
What?
And the patrons help us do all that kind of stuff. So patreon.com/CCO Podcast. We have a returner.
Ooh. A returner to the Discord. That is the actual benefit. Not only are you helping Commander Cookout grow,
yes,
you also get to meet all the 7 out of 10s that we dunk on during the show.
And who also dunk on me for liking Lord of the Rings.
Yes, as they should.
As if I'm the nerd for liking Lord of the Rings. You're in a Magic the Gathering podcast Discord. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah, but you know what they don't do? Read books. Only nerds read books, Ryan.
Lol, just kidding. I listened to the audiobook. I don't know if that's any better or not. Okay, so this is a returner. And remember at the end of the year last year, there was that whole kerschmazel with Patreon because they moved like from Silicon Valley, awesome, California, to like somewhere in Europe, and everybody's credit cards were declined.
Yes.
And then Uncle Brando had to move out into a box under a bridge.
Yeah.
Christian Fogel is returning.
Foglio.
I wanna make like an old fogey joke, or like I don't remember what the original nickname was. I guess let us know in the Discord, or just post anything, because then we'll see what your nickname is.
Yeah, we'll just see what the nickname was.
Just like hit spacebar, then hit enter, and you'll have a blank message or whatever. Oh yeah, and tag Uncle Brando.
Oh hi, that's what he'll say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Christian Vogel, welcome back. Thank you, and of course,
F you
very much. So we've got an increaser.
Oh man,
Joseph Fitz. Now I want to say fits in butt, like fist in butt. Like I think that was something. The nickname was
fist in butt. Probably sounds like a thing. Or he fits and sits.
He fits and if he fits, he sits.
Yes.
I don't want to know what that really means.
Oh yeah,
no, we're okay.
No. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We've got a new one.
What?
We've got a new patron.
Well, that's exciting.
Andrew Burgess.
Andrew Burgers?
It sounds like burgers.
Andrew Burger Finger.
Burger Finger Blaster. No, I was thinking of like something burger meat, burger.
No, Burger Finger's good because that's when you put
don't make the nobody saw. I hope the computer screen was in the way.
No, Burger Finger is when you put somebody's finger, or you put your finger in somebody's butt, and that's what having Burger Finger is.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I heard producer Gary in the booth just gag a little bit.
Yeah, like that's what it is. It's the stink finger, but like
I thought that was a stink finger.
Well, it is, but it's like another name for things can have more than one name.
Yeah, what are those called? Synonyms?
Like a
homonyms?
Like cat.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I have a calico. You have a cat.
We were thinking of something else.
Yes. I don't know what you were thinking
As
about.
per usual. So, anyways, big thank you to all the patrons. We very much appreciate it. And, of course, F you.
Yes.
Okay. New studio, mentioned that. Dufferin Avenue Media Group. Gotta follow those guys on all the socials, wherever you can find those guys, of course.
Lots of exciting stuff upcoming.
Yeah, very much so. We're in the studio. You've got a little project in the works with the old damn network.
Yeah, we're gonna do
you want to talk about it?
Well,
you're gonna talk about it?
Shouldn't I?
I don't know.
Well, maybe
I'm asking.
It'll get people excited. Let's talk about it a little bit. Me and producer Gary, who's also one of the people at work here.
He's like one of the guys or whatever. Yeah,
he hangs around a lot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a classic and modern kind of gaming show where two regular guys who just love video games get together with people that know way more than we do. And we are all going to learn together about classic game systems from back from yesteryear, and we're going to play some of the more popular games of the time and just see where the roots came from. We're going to take suggestions from the audience about what they want to see us attempt. And we've got a couple of things in the works. We're going to learn about some VIC-20s and some Apple IIs or whatever the hell those are. Maybe I'll bust out my original Intellivision 2 that I still own from when I was a little tiny kid.
Dude, I have an Intellivision in my garage, and it's like in a garbage bag so it doesn't get full of dust. And I got like Frog Bog, Burger Time.
Oh, yeah.
It's forever in my head going to be called Burger Finger now.
Yep.
And what else we got on there? Oh, man, what other games on Intellivision are there? That's why you have to tune in and listen to this show to learn about the history of video gaming.
Yeah, we're going to find out, and I think it's going to be just a lot of fun. You get to see some gameplay footage. You get to see some people getting mad. We're going to play Battletoads for you. That's going to be a
apparently that's a super hard game, right?
It is, yes. Okay. We're going to do some fun stuff, and we hope everybody will come and check it out and have a good time with us.
And oh, man, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker is I'm going to be producing that show, and I've never done anything of the sort. It's going to be terrible.
It's kind of weird to be out of the booth and in front of the camera and on the mic because professionally in my other life, I am a producer. That's my job.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to have you do my job and then I do our job.
Yeah, not my job because I don't play video games. But in terms of like public address and public speaking and speaking in front of people, I've done that a lot in years gone by when I had real people job. And now I have podcast video game paint magic card job.
I mean, sweet. Like, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I suppose.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody watching now is like, well, why are you? It sounds like you're complaining.
No complaints. Of course, never complaining in the nation. It's actually against the rules. Unless you're complaining about Uncle Brando taking too long when I pick him up in the morning.
Which he did this morning.
whatever.
I was doing important biological stuff that needs to get done.
Right as soon as he told me, yeah, I'll be ready. And then he's like, oh, whatever. Okay, last piece of business before we get onto the deck.
Okay.
Face-to-face Vancouver.
Ah, yes.
Oh, so fun. Okay, so May long, that's the 17th to the 19th.
Yep.
Vancouver, we'll call it downtown, right?
It is downtown.
Okay, Cole Harbor. It's the convention center that looks like 10 tents all stacked up in a row.
Yep.
Right? And we've got I don't know what the official title of it is, but I'm going to call it Command Fest Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Editor Joe will have the logo and the dates and stuff on the screen like he did last week. He does a good job for us. And man, I am pumped because, and here's the thing, we've got a confirmation now that Rusty Trom Jones has secured a venue for the CCO after party. And we're going to say 6 o'clock on Sunday at, I have it here, Alibi?
Alibi Room.
But that's not Alibi.
That is.
That's how you spell Alibi?
Yeah.
The Alibi Room.
Yeah.
Sure. It's right like in the kind of the Steam District area.
Yeah.
And
it's either Alibi or Alibi.
Alibi.
Which word is it probably? Like, show of hands for me, right?
Well, here I'll give you the skinny.
Okay.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Sunday. All the CCO people are going to be there.
CCO
you,
bros.
me, like Aaron, Amy, Rusty Trom Jones. I think Jared Confarty, Sync Guy's coming up.
Sync Guy!
Yeah, like and his new buddy
Sync Guy.
that's like going to be in the nation. It might be Andrew Burgerfinger actually.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, 50 beers on tap, local and imported. I'm reading off their website. Local, free run, ocean friendly, naturally raised.
What?
I don't know.
What?
Whatever they serve.
What lives in an ocean that you eat? Lobsters.
They probably have lobsters and fish and shrimp and chicken. Well, chicken doesn't live in the ocean, but you know what I mean. Boutique wine and creative cocktails. Do you think they have CC cocktails?
I'm not going to lie. I really thought that said bukkake, and I'm really glad.
Do you think they have cocktails? Oh, I don't want that. Do not Google.
No, do not Google that. But
That probably exists.
let's be honest, probably. All right, it's
Probably
Vancouver.
exists.
You can get all kinds of stuff there. It's the big city. You get everything you want in the big city.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been to Vancouver, I'll tell you this much. Okay, last piece of podcasting business. I said, I know I said that was the last one, but this is the real last one.
This is the last one?
Last week's booster pack game.
Right.
We've got a winner.
They had to guess that big scorecard with the big ball on it.
Simulacrum Synthesizer.
That's the one.
See how I backed off on my S's there?
Yep.
Because there's lots. Okay, at Jeff R. Hall 9219. What?
Jeffer Hall?
Jeffer Hall 9219 on YouTube. That's their handle.
Man, how much drugs are you on when the baby pops out and you're holding this little bundle of joy and you look at it, that's a Jeffer Hall. Who does that?
No, well, maybe they're from Vancouver. Maybe they're from Hastings Street.
East or west?
Definitely east.
Yeah.
Maybe pseudo-celebrity Scott Hall's brother, Jeff.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Right. I always do that to Drake when I message him.
Hey, yo.
Anyways, okay. Yeah. Let them know how to get in touch to win. I'm going to take a drink of totally...
Coffee.
Yep.
So what you're going to do is you're going to send an email with your real name or YouTube handle with your actually for really real address, including your postal or zip code. That's so important.
Yeah.
Along with a message that says, oh, hey, I'm the winner, and whether or not you want a CCO token pack, a CCO sticker pack, or a crappy pack of Magic cards. And then we'll send it off to you, and it'll be yours.
And I don't have any Thunder Junction packs, but come Command Fest Vancouver, I'm sticking with it. Command Fest Vancouver, I will have the Thunder Junction packs.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't say use the CCO promo code to get $5 off your Commander package. You're going to go anyways. You might as well pay less money. Immediately take that $5 you save and that special gift that the goons are going to give you.
Yeah.
You take it to the Alibi room and buy beer with it.
Ooh.
Good idea.
That is smart.
That is a good idea. And then you can walk down the road and get a burger finger.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, correct. That is a thing that could in fact happen.
I'll, if I remember, or if Editor Joe remembers to have the link on the screen or in the YouTube description, we will certainly point people where to go for Command Fest Vancouver with the CCO promo code.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you there. It was a lot of fun last time. It's in the same place. It's a great area of the city.
Yeah, food venues all around. Chronic Tacos and the food court that like underground because it's going to be raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to be raining, you think?
100%.
Damn it.
It's the spring in Vancouver. It's going to be raining.
But it was the winter last time and it was raining. When does it not rain in Vancouver?
Never.
Damn it.
Maybe like 4 days a year.
Man, what's the point? Stupid Vancouver.
Yeah. Okay.
Smart enough.
Yeah. Grow up, Vancouver. Get a life. Get a real job.
Yes.
Obeka splitter of Saxons.
I mean, she's really hot, man. Like,
She's kind of got the same name as my wife.
I think I'm over. What's her name? I can't even remember her name anymore. Rada Erdekel. I think I'm over her.
I can't even remember her name.
And I'm just totally into Obeka now.
Okay, so I'll give her a read. 2/5 ogre, warlock, black, white. Nope. Black, red, blue, 1 menace. So you know she's probably getting in if you've got any removal in your deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Menace. When Obeka Splitter of Seconds deals combat damage to a player, you get that many additional upkeep steps after this phase.
Oh man.
So you get your main phase.
Yep.
You do whatever your main phase is doing, like casting the cards that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
You attack. Let's say you hit for 2
Yep.
during your combat phase.
Correct.
You end combat, you immediately go into a new upkeep.
Yeah.
And then you immediately go into a new upkeep.
Yeah.
And then you move to post-combat main phase or main phase 2, right?
Correct.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to fly through some of the stuff, like the regular kind of bones and skeleton of the deck, because we really got to talk about a bunch of what makes this deck tick and what is the deck and where can we go? Upgrade, downgrade, budget, not budget? Is there combo potential? Is this really just like Grixis Narset? Are we going to do multiple combat phases? Are we going to pump? Like, this is going to be the Obeka guide, primer, breakdown, deck tech, courtesy of Uncle Brando, because he's been thinking about this one a lot.
Oh yeah, it's just on my mind all the time. Mostly because she's hot.
Mostly because the picture, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
but also the deck is good, which I'm happy about.
We're going to go to the ramp really quick.
Oh my God.
You tell me if there's anything in here that is overtly Obeka, obviously included.
You want me to read it real fast?
Frick, I couldn't think of another O word off the top of my head. Damn it.
So here's what we're playing.
Okay, go.
Here's what we're playing. We got Thought Vessel, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Creativity, Sol Ring, Rousing Refrain, Replicating Ring, Nightscape Familiar, Midnight Clock, Felwar Stone, Arcane Signet.
Okay. Rousing Refrain is a 5-drop. I don't like this card. You do. Let's remind everybody what it does.
It is a 5-drop for red, 3. Sorcery. You get 1 red for each card in target opponent's hand until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Then you exile it with 3 time counters on it. And you can suspend it for, I think, 3. I think it suspends
Correct.
for 3. For 2. It suspends for 3 turns for 2 mana.
Yes. 2 mana, 3 turns. Yeah.
So if you swing in with Obeka and hit somebody with her, let's say 4/3.
Oh, suspend counters come off during your upkeep.
Yes. So you immediately Rousing Refrain again for some amount of mana that you can use to, I would argue, in a lot of Obeka decks, activate your Aggravated Assault to attack again.
I was just going to say, Rousing Refrain, as long as Obeka's got 3 or more power, is infinite upkeeps and attack steps, phases.
With an Aggravated Assault.
With Aggravated Assault and Rousing Refrain. So it's
Yes.
like really, it's a 4-card combo. I don't think anybody's going to be mad at that because you got to pump Obeka. That's a card. You got to have Obeka. Got to have Rousing Refrain after you've, maybe suspended it for 2.
Sure.
And Aggravated Assault, which is like red, whatever.
Red. Yeah.
Plus you have to activate it. Like, this is a mana intensive, I would call it casual combo.
Yes. I would concur.
I'm pounding that alliteration out today.
You are, yes.
I'm working on it.
The other card that's very important is a card I just frickin' love. This card is Replicating Ring, which is a 3-drop mana rock. At your upkeep, you're going to get a counter on it. I think it's a snow counter, ice counter, whatever the hell it is.
At the beginning of your upkeep. Okay.
And then when it has 8 counters on it, you remove all the counters from it, and then you get 8 of them.
So if Obeka's got 8 power and we had 8 upkeeps, we could just get Replicating Rings, thereby going infinite with Aggravated Assault again.
Yes.
We could Undertaker that.
Well, you create replicated rings.
Do they ETB tapped?
No. Oh, wait, I guess. Oh, yeah, because it doesn't sacrifice. So you can just keep using replicating rings to replicate rings.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Yes, there you go.
So good.
Yeah. Okay. Nightscape Familiar, that's a cost reducer in Grixis. Midnight Clock is at the beginning of each upkeep. You put an hour counter on it. When it hits midnight, that is 12 upkeep or 12 upkeep, midnight counters, whatever. You discard your whatever, you time twister, right?
Your time twister.
Yeah. So you shuffle your graveyard and library into everything and friggin'
draw 7 cards.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a cool card. And again, like,
it's a 3-mana mana rock that does some upkeep inclusive thing. I think that this one might actually be the weakest.
I think so too.
If you were to upgrade this, because I've heard people talk about this for like competitive commander, right? Like cEDH. This could just be Time Twister, and you're playing blue. Like this should just be Time Twister.
Yes.
You know, if you got a casual like
Time Twister,
$1,300 burning a hole in your wallet.
If you hate money just so much, Time Twister.
I hate money. That's why I give it all to the grocery store, gas station, and bank.
Yes.
You hate money too?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Man, money disgusts me.
Yes.
All I want is excitement.
All I want is to have no money.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why I play Magic.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. We've got some card advantage, and these are more, we're going to watch out for upkeep inclusive cards. We've got Wheel of Fate, which is, speaking of Time Twister and expensive cards, instead of Wheel of Fortune, we're playing Wheel of Fate because it has Suspend 4 for red 1. Mm-hmm. When it unsuspends itself, everybody discards their hand and draws 7.
Yes. Now you could replace this with Wheel of Misfortune, or possibly the new Memory Jar if you want to go that way. Wheel of Fate's fine, but I think it's in here because of the gimmick.
Yes.
I actually think Wheel of Misfortune might even cost less money.
Oh, you know what? We didn't say whose deck it is.
Decrotch!
On Discord.
Yes, thanks for sending it in.
Yes, very much.
And thanks for trying some screwball shit. I'm so excited to talk about all the screwball shit.
Well, speaking of screwball shit, technically alliteration.
Yes.
No, technically not, because alliteration is on sound, not actual S.
Sure.
Do we even care about Wheel of Fate? Like, could this be anything that just draws us cards? Like, we can't loop this. Is there any way for us to continuously cast this?
No.
Not in the deck. Continuously cast. There we go.
There probably... No, I don't know if there is, actually. It doesn't matter.
It's a card draw spell.
It's a cool card. You could replace it with the blue shrine that just draws you a card for each shrine you have on your upkeep.
Yes.
That's going to draw you 2-3 cards every turn. Every time you get somebody with Obeka, that's pretty damn good, man.
We very much did also receive a Obeka Shrines list.
Yes.
Which is... Because those all trigger on your upkeep based on the number of shrines you have, right?
But here's the kicker for that is a lot of those... The shrines that trigger on the upkeep are the old Kamigawa ones, for the most part.
What about the new ones from Neon Dynasty? Don't they trigger on your upkeep?
They trigger on other times, I think. A lot of them have different triggering times, so they're less abusable than the courts, which we're going to get to later.
Yes.
So if you want your Obeka to go from here to here, you can replace courts with shrines. Or play both if you want to just
What do we say in CCO Nation?
Both!
From a completionist standpoint for the Obeka deck, if you're playing the shrines that trigger on your upkeep, you also play the ones that don't, like, that trigger whenever.
Yes.
Because they get stronger the more you have.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter when they trigger, you just want all of them, right?
Yeah,
that's how the shrine deck work.
Yep.
And I guess this isn't 5-color, this is 3-color, but you could still play 6 shrines and have at least 3 of them trigger on your upkeep, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Twilight Prophet, Twilight Peepee.
This is an actual, like, Obeka staple card that you're going to see in lots and lots and lots of Obeka decks.
Let's put the staple stamp on it.
Yeah, so this is a 2/4 for black 2 with flying and ascend. Ascend means if you have 10 permanents, you have ascended, and then you never lose ascending.
Blah, blah.
What a stupid mechanic. Why does it even exist?
Yeah.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the City's Blessing, which you will, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life, where X is the spell's mana value. So I'm going to take 4 upkeeps. I'm going to flip 4 cards. And then you're just going to take damage 4 times unless I reveal a bunch of land.
Yes. And
so you could win the game with that card draw spell.
If you're thinking about like reducing the average mana value and playing things like Ponder and Brainstorm and Preordain and things that let you scry, never mind Scrylands, never mind things like Sensei's Divining Top and maybe Counterbalance and what's the other one? Scroll Rack.
Sure.
Like you could just scroll rack all of these spells that we're going to talk about.
Yes, we are.
To the top and win the game that way without even using these stupid things.
Yeah.
Anyways, search for Azcanta. This is a flip card that lets you, at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. Then if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you can flip it. When you flip it, it turns into Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin, which lets you look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a non-creature, non-land from among them, put it into your hand, blah, 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 blah.
And the rest go to the bottom.
Yeah.
And it taps for a blue.
We gotta expedite these. Yes. Phyrexian Arena, that's at the beginning of your upkeep, lose a life, draw a card. Or lose 8 life, draw 8 cards. I like that better.
Also good. Inspiring Refrain.
This is like Rousing Refrain in that it has Suspend. Mm-hmm. And instead of getting mana and then resuspending it, you draw 2 cards and resuspend it.
Yes.
Yep. Apocrycite.
I don't like Apocrycite.
No, this card was expensive for a while, remember?
Yes.
This is a 1/1 for 2, enters a battlefield with 3+1s on it if you didn't cast it from your hand. Mm-hmm. Okay? First time we probably will. When Apocrycite dies, exile it with 3 time counters on it and it gains Suspend.
Sure. So it eats shit and then it comes back when you hit somebody with Obeka. And it's
Why is this in the card advantage section? Because you get this thing over and over again. Okay.
Yes.
You draw a card, but it's an Apocrycite every turn. That's not that strong. Court of Vantress. Here's our first court.
Here we go.
Give it a read.
They're courting disaster, letting us hit them.
Yes.
It's an enchantment for blue 2. All the courts have the line of text on that says, when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch.
Okay.
And this is key because a lot of the times when you play these, someone's going to hit you and steal the monarch from you.
Yes.
But with these, when you play them, you're going to hit them with Obeka, remain the monarch, and get all the super sweet triggers.
Yes.
In this case, at the beginning of your upkeep, choose up to 1 other target enchantment or artifact. If you're the monarch, you make a token copy of that artifact or enchantment. So, another court, let's say. If you're not the monarch, Court of Vantress becomes a copy of that thing and gains this ability.
This is definitely the weakest court in this deck.
Yes.
So much so that I don't even know if I would play this over and above like some random fixing card draw or additional mana rocks.
I concur.
Okay.
I think it's here for the sake of completion, as we were talking about before.
Yes. Here's another one that I don't think I can play in this deck, though it is an excellent card.
I concur as well.
Black Market Connection.
It's a good card.
Black 2 enchantment at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase.
What? Huh? That's not the upkeep?
No, that's bullshit. Choose 1 or more. Create a treasure, lose a life, draw a card, lose 2 life. Create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changing, lose 3 life. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You don't get it. Okay.
I feel like DeCrotch had one. Put it in here.
Well, it's a good card to put in because the card itself, just like inherently in a vacuum, is very good.
I would just cut it.
Cut it in half with scissors.
Yes.
Okay. Next one is Avarice Amulet, a 4-drop equipment. Equipped creature gets +2 and Vigilance, Menace, 4/5. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Right? At the beginning of your upkeep, after you have 5 upkeeps this turn, because you're going to hit them for whatever. Okay.
That's right.
You draw a card. So good. So good. When equipped creature dies, target opponent gains control of Avarice Amulet.
And then if they use it, you just kill their guy and get it back.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, yes, that is correct.
This card is good in this deck.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
And this is one of those cards where you probably didn't even know it existed. Like, why would anybody ever play that except in this deck?
Yeah, I suppose.
If you invest 6 mana, somebody's going to kill your dude and steal your shit, equip it on their thing, and then draw a bunch of cards with it.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Removal
or we got to talk about removal and protection, but here we go. We've got Blasphemous Act.
Everybody knows that one.
We've got Capricious Efreet.
I don't know if this is really that good, but I think it's being played because it's worth 10 cents. And it says during your upkeep on it.
Okay, 6/4 for 6. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target non-land permanent you control and up to 2 target non-land permanents you don't control. Destroy one of them at random.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not that good.
This could be a Chaos Warp.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or a Damnation.
And we are a little bit light on removal. Like, there's 5 cards in this section. Yeah. And we don't have, like, any that I'm really happy about having at instant speed.
Yes.
Right? And we're playing black and blue. We should have that.
And red. Like,
And one of the other lists that was sent in, I don't know who, because you were looking at it, but you told me that you got a list that has Deadly Rollick and Fierce Guardianship and Deflecting Swat and Thunderclap and this and that and Counterspell and like Terror and Doomblade and Terminate, right? Like there's so many things that we could be playing instead of Capricious Efreet. This is just like...
It's just on theme, so it's here.
What if you got like 10 upkeeps and you pick random stuff and you destroy your own stuff every time?
It could happen.
I do like that.
Yeah, all or nothing
I don't
magic.
hate that, but anyways.
Curse of the Cabal.
Curse of the Cabal. Target player sacrifices half the permanents they control rounded down, and it's got suspend. So you suspend it and you immediately cast it again. Suspend it, immediately cast it again.
This one just suspends one time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like this one either. It's here because it has suspend in it. It costs 10, which could be good with the flip over the thing, everybody loses life.
Yes.
Person suspends for black 2, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, if Curse of Cabal is suspended, you can sack a thing to put 2 more time counters on it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that. We're going to suspend it for 4. We're going to hit somebody. We're going to Curse of Cabal them, and they're going to sack half their shit.
Yeah, this one feels like a gimmick.
Yeah, this is a gimmick card for sure.
Yeah.
Just like Reality Strobe, which is it's a bounce spell that just suspends itself after it resolves every time.
This is one that suspends itself that we can cast again and again and again. Now, if we're doing Obeka Infinite Combat steps, this card is good. Put Reality Strobe in your deck because not only are you going to get Infinite Combat steps, but there's going to be maybe somebody that you can't get through. They've got an indestructible blocker or a team of dudes or whatever it is. You can Reality Strobe their stuff back to their hand and make them the last person that you kill.
Yep.
So if you're doing the combo route, again, completionist's sake, when you're doing the 4 or 5 card infinite mana, infinite attack steps combo, Reality Strobe is going to facilitate that or help you. It's going to be the cherry on top of that cake.
Yes, I like cherries on cakes.
Yes.
Fraying Line.
Fraying Line. We have never played this card.
No, we have not. And you know what? That surprises me because this is a fun card.
Okay, 4-drop artifact. When it enters the battlefield, put a rope counter on target creature you control. What? Okay, rope counter. At the beginning of each player's upkeep or hours, 8 times in a row, that player may pay 2. If they do, they put a rope counter on a creature they control. Otherwise, exile Fraying Line and each creature without a rope counter on, then removes all... What the fuck does this card even do? This card doesn't do anything.
You Fraying Line your Obeka so that she doesn't die.
This seems terrible.
Give her a rope counter, then you remove all the other creatures from the game. But only Obeka remains. And then you can get in. For your second combat, your third combat, your fourth combat. It's a gimmick card, but it is kind of cool.
Okay, if it's a gimmick card that costs 6, I'm going to cut it and put Cyclonic Rift in.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could do that too. It does the same thing, better. Cyclonic Rift.
Oh, yeah.
Cyclonic Rift
hold on a second.
It does Fraying Line, but better for the same purpose.
Okay, so if we don't want to pay $37 and want to pay 49 cents,
correct.
Good include.
Yes.
Okay. Becca Protection. We got
Obek Protect. That's what that is.
Missed opportunity to crotch. Mm-hmm. Go crotch yourself. Champion's Helm that gives it hexproof if it's legend.
And +2/+2.
Also important. Essior Wardwing Familiar. I'm having trouble with all the words today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that as well. This should be a Swiftfoot Boots. Instead of a shitty 1/3 with flying.
Yeah.
But makes your guy have Ward 3.
Yes.
Swiftfoot Boots. Because that's haste and that's just hexproof.
Yes.
Let's just do that.
I like having like a multiplicity. I can say that, but I can't say Wardwing. Sure. I like having a multiplicity of different ways to protect.
Sure.
Creature needs to be removed. So does Whisper Silk Cloak. So does Silent Arbiter. So does this. So does that. Like different ways to protect, right?
Sure.
Lightning Greaves, we got that.
Of course.
Hexproof Haste and Shroud. Slip out the back, if you know what I mean. Put a +1 counter on target creature, and it phases out instant speed blue mana.
Yes.
This is a good one because it's going to protect and it's going to make Obeka bigger when she comes back.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Thran Power Suit. Ooh, we've maybe played this.
I think we did once.
This is a 2-drop equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has Ward 2.
Sure.
So if we had like a Whisper Silk Cloak and a Thran Power Suit, then Obeka's going to have 4 power.
Yes.
That might be enough to win the game.
Yes.
Okay. And then Winged Boots, Flying, and Ward 4 equipment.
Sure.
That one's good.
That's fine.
Ward 4 is lots.
Ward 4 is a big cost.
Okay. Getting combat damage in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here it comes.
Whisper Silk Cloak.
Should be a Path Razor's Boots, I think. The one that gives non-basic land walk.
Yeah. Path Trailblazers.
Trailblazer
there
boots.
It is. Yeah.
It doesn't give Shroud like Whisper Silk Cloak does, but it's a smaller mana investment, and it, let's be honest, it makes your creature unblockable.
Yeah.
Period.
Whirler Rogue, 4-drop, 2/2. When Whirler Rogue enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying, and you tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn.
There we go.
Yeah, we've got the Thopters. We've got enough equipment that I think is fine.
Oh, shit. Look at that.
Oh, Trailblazers. Yeah, it is in here.
It's in there already.
Oh, there we go. Non-basic land walk, sure. Oh, yeah, the Black Gate.
Oh, man.
T-Coach totally knows what this card does.
Oh, man, I barely know what this card does.
Okay. As it enters the battlefield, you could pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters tapped.
Sure.
So like the Zendikar ones.
Yes.
Right? Okay. It taps for a black.
Cool.
It's a legendary land. Gate. See what they did there? You can go black 1 tap, choose a player with the most life or tied for the most life. Target creature, Obeka, can't be blocked by creatures that player controls.
What if we have the most life?
Black Gate, not so good.
That's why we play things like Phyrexian Arena.
Yes, and upkeep ourselves 8 times.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I hate life.
Yeah,
as
life
much
sucks.
as I hate money. Silent Arbiter, you like this one, don't you?
I sure do.
Give it a read.
No more than 1 creature can attack each combat. No more than 1 creature can block each combat. Remember, Obeka has Menace.
Oh, yeah.
So she can't be blocked now.
Unblockable. And we're only going to attack with 1 creature anyways.
Yeah, and now they can only swing back with 1 if they get to swing back at all.
Okay, Shizo Death's Storehouse. Taps for black. Black tap. Target legend gains fear until end of turn.
And fear, I think, was renamed to intimidate or
Sort
something.
of.
But it means it can only be blocked by black or artifact creatures.
Correct.
That is fear.
So you're probably going to get through to somebody.
Yes.
We've got an aqueous form, which just means enchanted creature can't be blocked, and when it attacks, scry 1. That's good with the Twilight Prophet.
Yep.
And then finally, Rogie P.
That's Rogue's Passage.
Yes.
Makes your dude unblockable for a bunch of mana. Easy as pie.
I've won many a game with this card.
Oh, me too.
This card is like 5 mana, kill you.
Yes.
You got to craft that scenario, but if you're holding this in your hand, or if it's like in your pile of land at the bottom and your opponent doesn't remember that you have it,
Oh, feels good.
You got to craft the scenario. But let's say you got 10 power late game, somebody's at 8, or you've randomly dinked them with your chip ins with your commander, and then late game it's like, okay, buff my guy, make it unblockable, 21 you.
Let's just say you wanted to have 8 upkeeps. I'll just kill you.
Unblockable this turn.
Yeah. Let's say you're going to get a bunch more combats. You're just getting in there. You don't have to Rogue's Passage 1 time. It's real good.
Oh, yeah, that is really good. Okay, we've got bonus upkeep, win the game, and Becca beats.
Let's just do the beats. Let's make her big.
I think we got a beat, and these are going to be like a bunch of effects that all kind of do a similar thing, right?
Sort of, yes.
Okay, let's give it a go here.
World at War.
Extra combat phase, and it has rebound, so you get an extra combat phase next turn.
So you get an extra combat phase, then you hit with Obeka, then you get an additional combat phases for 3 combats in 1 turn for 5 mana.
At the beginning of your next upkeep is when you would cast this.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even put that together.
That's really, really good.
Okay. Twinferno. Let's say you want to copy your World at War.
Yes.
You can play Twinferno. Mac and I just talked about this on Dominaria United on Commander History.
Sure.
This card is good. Instant, when you cast your next instant or sorcery this turn, you copy it.
There you go.
So we would just copy the World at War.
Yes.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Or you can give target creature double strike.
Don't care.
That's another. Well, with Obeka.
You're not wrong.
With Obeka.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Tavern Brawler.
This is a background.
I kind of like this one, but also kind of don't. It's an enchantment background for red 2. Commander creatures you own have, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. Ooh. This creature gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the card's mana value, and you can play it this turn.
I'm seeing a need, a little bit of a need in this particular Obeka deck to have the Scrylands.
Yes.
The Scrylands that care about they give you 2 colors so they fix.
Yep.
We're not trying to break any land speed records playing like cEDH combo.
Correct.
We could play the Scrylands in here and be fine.
Yes. Or a scroll rack or all of those things we talked about before would all go right in here and be right at home.
Okay.
We're playing 3 swords.
Hearth and Home, Forge and Frontier, Body and Mind. Why not the one that untaps and lets us go infinite with Aggravated Assault?
Because we're not playing Aggravated Assault.
But, though we could.
Though we should be, yes.
Protection from white and green, get some mana, do some stuff. Protection from red and green,
Get some mana, do some stuff.
Body and Mind, mills for 10 and gives protection from green and blue.
My thought is these are probably the swords that he has laying around.
Yes, and or meta considerations. Right? Like you can spice, if you're going to include 3, 4, 5 swords, you spice to your meta.
Yes.
Like, I can't beat this deck that these 2 guys play that share a color. I'm going to put this sword in.
Yeah. Like, we have no pro black in the swords here, which is...
Do we have stuff? Weird. We do have blue enchantments and swords that give pro blue. So I just remember that. Just be careful, okay? Okay. What the hell is this?
It's a Loxodon Warhammer.
Oh. Gruul Maraz, the Great Shatterer.
Otherwise known as... Loxodon Warhammer.
What even is that from?
I want to say Warhammer.
Looks Warhammer-ish. +3, trample, lifelink. Sure.
Get in there.
One of the most expensive cards in the deck right here. Karlach, Fury of Avernus.
Yes. Everybody wants to like smash her in Baldur's Gate on the video game thing, I guess. But that's not why she's in here. She's in here because she gives us an additional combat if it's your first combat.
Yes.
So... we all know why that's there.
Yeah, very much so. Look at her big hammer.
Yeah,
got
man.
Speed lines. Wish my hammer had speed lines. Doesn't last.
I tried to drill a speed hole in my hammer one time. It made it really difficult to hammer stuff with it because it had a hole and the nail kept going in the...
We are talking about different things.
Chaos Terminator Lord. What the hell is that, hey? Like, what the fuck?
This for sure is a Warhammer card. This is a 3/3 for 4, and it's got at the beginning of your combat... another target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn.
So it doubles our upkeep triggers that we're going to get with Obeka because she's going to hit twice.
Yeah. Butt Forged?
Battle Axe.
Battle Axe. Okay. +2. Equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. Create a token that's a copy of Butt Forged Battle Axe. This one is just a way to make Obeka bigger.
Yes.
Do you think the number is 4 that she has to get to have 4 upkeeps? We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
I think 4 or 5 is the magic number of upkeeps that you want, where you're just going to start blowing people out. We're going to get there, especially with the next card.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, speaking of blowing people out.
Yeah.
Butt flame. I'm trying to do a butt flame. It's
Butt Blade Reforged.
Is that it?
Butt Blade Reforged. It's right there. It's
Butt
right
Blade
there.
Reforged. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Equip legendary 3. Equip regular, like that's ever going to happen ever in the history of any time in Magic.
Yep.
7.
Correct.
That's lots, hey? You ever done that?
No.
No?
No, why would I? Why would I when I can just pay 3 and put it on the creature that I want to have it and then kill somebody?
5 mana total investment to make Obeka at a bare minimum a 7/5.
A 7/10.
Yes, a 7/10.
Yes.
And we're going to get 7 upkeeps. So when I say something like, "Oh yeah, we'll take 7 upkeeps or 8 upkeeps," like we're not screwing around. Like that could be a real thing.
And remember, your reality strobe and stuff, those or the refrains. If you get enough upkeeps, you're going to cast it, cast it.
Yes.
Right. So like, there's a lot of value to be had here outside of just the courts.
That is value and synergy when Obeka's big enough.
Yep.
And Obeka would need to be 3 or 4 to continuously casting those refrains to like rip through your deck. If you have like a couple combat steps, like you could go combat, buff Obeka to 3, so you can immediately cast the blue refrain, draw 2 cards, and potentially play like an extra combat, like a Karlach or a what was the other one? World at War. Twinferno, recast the blue refrain, draw 2 cards again, and still have mana left over.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the territory that the deck is getting into, and that's not even the combo list. And that's not even like a optimized for competitive play or even high power, super synergized like
you could
a high level play, right?
You could stuff this with all the free counter spells, all the removal, because you have all the best of all that stuff.
Yep.
Plus all the best tutors, plus some of the bad tutors. Like this deck could break land speed records if you wanted it to.
Okay. We just have to make 4 mana and attack with Obeka quickly. And you got to solve for haste in that case. And that's when the deck starts to like really fall off the cEDH cliff where you have to make the different colored mana, solve for haste, and still have protection for your 2, 3, 4, 5 card combo.
Yeah.
That's where it starts to fall off the realm or off the cliff of cEDH. But
wait, there's one other thing of cards. I'm gonna go down to the bottom there. Just special for Ryan, because we were talking about these ones before the show, actually, and Ryan was like, these aren't even good.
Yes.
Except in this deck.
I have foils of all of these from M15 thinking, man, I would love to play these. Just anytime ever. And you know where they're going to probably go? Frickin' straight into Uncle Brando's deck, probably, because I'm going to give them to him.
That's right. It's perfect. It's the best way of getting cards ever, is Ryan has them and gives them to me.
I've been saving these sons of bitches for like 10 years.
For me?
No, for me.
So they're Ring of Evocile, Ring of Valkis, and Ring of Zathrid. So each one of these rings, it's an equipment, or you put it down for 2. You can equip it for 1 at the beginning of your upkeep. If the creature equipped with it is a color that Obeka is, you put a +1/+1 counter on her. And then each one gives you some effect. The red one gives you haste. The black one allows you to regenerate your Obeka. And the blue one gets to have, is it Shroud or Hexproof?
Pay 2, gains Hexproof till end of turn.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So all of those are good. And once you've hit once, your Obeka doubles in power, which is enough. Like, you don't need to hit a bunch of times. You need to hit one time.
You get diminishing returns because it doubles the first time, but then it only gets +2, +2, +2. But you're going to equip. You're going to hit for 2. You're going to get 2 upkeeps. She's going to be a 4/5 or 4/7.
But then you're going to get 4 upkeeps. And then you're going to get 8 upkeeps.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get 16 upkeeps. And if you need to go higher than 16 upkeeps,
you're doing something wrong.
You don't have all the stuff yet. You don't have all the things out. And what are the things you're going to want out?
Oh, we didn't even talk about the initiative yet. Oh, man, we got to... Okay, what is the initiative?
The initiative is when you gain it, you go into a special dungeon, the name of which I cannot recall.
Nope.
And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you move down the rooms of the dungeon.
And when you complete the dungeon and get the initiative again, or during your upkeep, you do that again.
Yes.
So in the deck here, this very much is a gimmick, even though like farming dungeons is so powerful. Yep. Remember my Zata deck? I could farm, like I could speed run like 20 dungeons in like 1 turn.
Yes.
We could do this with, Stirring Bard. When it enters the battlefield, gain the initiative. Then we have it and take 8 upkeeps and complete the dungeon. Okay.
There's more on that card that's important. It's a 0/4 for 4.
Okay.
It also says tap, target creature gains menace and haste.
Oh, both good things.
Yes.
Okay. We've got Saravox Tomb, ETB's initiative, and then it's a mana rock. And if you have the initiative, instead it's a 2-drop or like a 2 mana rock. We've got Ravenloft Adventurer, ETB's initiative. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it. So with a hit counter on it, that's fine. Whenever Ravenloft Adventurer attacks, if you've completed a dungeon, and we're going to speedrun this one, defending player loses 1 life for each card they own in exile with a hit counter.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's neat. It's not going to win you any games.
Could we kill everything that they have, some strategic or combo way to make this be a win condition?
Blasphemous act.
Yeah, but that kills Obeka too. Then we can't speedrun our dungeons no more.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, that's just something to think about. We've got Passageway Seer initiative when it ETBs, and at the beginning of your end step, terrible. If you have the initiative, put a +1 on whatever.
But it does give you the initiative.
Yes. From the Catacombs, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with a corpse counter on it. You gain the initiative. At the beginning of your something battlefield, exile, blah, 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 initiative.
Initiative is what that says on it.
Okay.
You get it.
Is that what we're doing? We're speedrunning the initiative.
Yes.
Caves of the Adventurer, initiative.
Yes.
What the hell? Arakakra?
I
think I got it.
Arakakra.
It's a
Arakakra. Sneak. It's a bird. Sneak.
It looks like a rooster, like a cock.
Yes.
ETB's initiative.
So what we're going to do is we're going to gain the initiative, and much like the monarchy, when you hit the person that has it, you're going to take it back. So if you get it stripped from you, you're just going to get it back and then immediately do a bunch of dungeon stuff. And I don't remember all the things the dungeon does. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, it'll be on the screen, and maybe Joe will be really helpful, and he'll draw the little map through the dungeon for us.
I'm not putting that on him.
I am.
But I do love doing dungeon stuff, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't. I don't.
It's kind of
like, I think you liked Adventures in the Forgotten Realms that much.
Oh, the Forgotten Realms get me started. Whew. It's kind of like doing graveyard stuff, if you know what I mean.
Oh, butt stuff. No! I understand what you mean now. Okay, I get it. I understand.
Okay, speaking of butt stuff, our first guy in the bonus upkeep is Plarg.
So now we've already talked about how we can just beat you to death with Obeka.
We're going to do butt Plarg stuff.
But now let's Plarg you into the ground with
Obeka.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to stomp your Plarg into dirt.
Yeah, Plarg in Nasiri is a 5/4 for red 3 at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player exiles cards from the top of their library till they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way, and you can cast up to 2 of the remaining cards for free.
So we can just do that 8 times.
Yes.
Or 4 times or whatever.
Yes.
This one doesn't win us the game, but this one gives us major card advantage.
Oh, it sure could.
How?
Well, if you're playing all of your opponent's best stuff.
I suppose, yeah.
Right? Like, you're going to lose the best card in the 4 things, but you're going to use the other 2 probably.
Yeah, so technically you're not playing your opponent's best stuff because you don't get the best stuff.
Because it never misses either.
That's
what's cool about this. Is you're always going to get spells every time because land isn't a thing.
Yes, you're right. I don't like cards like this because I don't know what I'm getting, right? Oh. And I think about like my Cascade deck or my Dinosaur Cascade deck, Vehicles deck, right? When you cascade into like a 2-drop on turn 10, it's like, oh, that could happen. I could get my opponent's stupid command sphere or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Let's save those last 2 for now.
Okay.
Let's talk about Darksteel Reactor.
Oh yeah. This one's slow, but it's been one I've always wanted to do and play and try. I've never even cast this. I don't even think I own this card.
I do have one, and after I saw it in this deck, I'd forgotten that it was even a card.
Are you going to put it in your Obeka deck?
I sure am.
Okay.
I absolutely am. So thanks, DeCrotch.
Yeah, thanks for the crotch. Darksteel Reactor is indestructible. That means it can't be broken.
Right.
4-drop. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on Darksteel Reactor.
Neat.
Okay. When Darksteel Reactor, when it has this many, so when you put the 20th one on or more, you win the game.
There it is.
Just straight up.
Good. Right? Fine.
Is it though? 20's lots. When you're starting at 2 extra upkeeps?
Sure.
And it's a 4-drop, so like, do I play this or do I play Obeka on turn 4? Like, when do I play this and how do I farm it? I'm just thinking, like, my brain is continuously going back to how do I just break Rebecca? Oh, wait, that's my life. Break Obeka wide open. Like, how do I do this?
Well, you're still thinking about the win in 1 turn gimmick.
Yes.
And this might not win you the game in 1 turn, but it's difficult to deal with and will just net you value over time. Let's say something happens where Obeka just isn't getting in.
Yep.
But you've got her up to, 5, 6. You've got a clock now still if you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
Or you just win.
Okay, I got this. If we're not comboing, we're not doing the infinite combat steps and stuff, this feels like the 1,000-year clock that untaps and gets age counters or whatever. It feels like Helix Pinnacle needs 100 counters. Yep. It feels like pay 50 life to deal 50 damage with Aetherflux Reservoir. This, other than Reservoir, this feels faster than those other 2 if we're not comboing.
Yes.
So, okay, if I look at it like that, then this is a fine card. It feels like those other ones.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Court of Lochthwain, Court of Embereth, Court of Cunning, Court of Ambition.
We're missing Court of Ire, which needs to go in here.
Is that the right color?
It's red.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and it's good. We'll talk about that once we've talked about these.
All of these courts say when they ETB, you become the monarch.
Yes.
then they all have some effect. And if you're the Monarch, that effect is amplified greatly.
Yes.
So remember, when we drop these or when we attack with Obeka, we will have these and we will be the Monarch.
Yes.
That is at least the theory and the stratagem that we're trying to make unfold.
That's what the deck is designed to do.
Okay.
Is get Obeka in, thus you will be the Monarch.
Okay, so ambition is, if you're the Monarch, instead, each opponent loses 6 life unless they discard 2 cards.
Yes. And if you're not the Monarch, which doesn't really matter, it's 1 card and 3 life.
Okay.
And if they don't have cards, now they're paying life. So you wreck their whole hand.
Yes.
Then they just start dying.
This is how it would play out. I will hit you for 8. I'll have 8 upkeeps. You have to discard 16 cards. When you can't discard cards anymore, lose 6 life each time.
Yes.
And usually by that point in the game, they'll discard like 4 cards and then they'll have to lose 6 life like 6 times and go from 36 to 0. Probably.
Pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Court of Cunning.
Yes.
If you're the Monarch, each of those players mills 10 cards.
You pick opponents, all 3 of them, mill 10.
Mill 10.
8 times.
8 times. Or 7 times or 6 times. It's probably going to get there.
Yes.
This one is probably not as powerful as the other ones unless you can make it all happen at once with multiple attacks, because we're trying to kill our opponents on a different axis.
Yes.
So mill is mill. If you know, you know. If you know how hard it is when you're not comboing, then you know. Okay. Embereth Court.
This is a cool one. I like this one.
If you're the Monarch, it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of creatures you control. Ooh.
And if you make a 3/1 also.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
so at the beginning of upkeep, you make a dude. Then if you're the Monarch, it deals damage to everybody.
Oh, so we would deal 1,
Yep.
and then get another upkeep and make 2.
But we have Obeka, so you're going to deal 2, then 3, then 4,
and then 4, and then 5, then 6. Okay,
6,
okay.
7, 8 to everybody. And I don't do the math good. So
Yes.
it's 8, 15, 21, 25.
Sure.
Right? Like, that'll do it.
Probably enough.
That'll do, pig.
Especially
That'll
if you have
do.
Court of Ambition out at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The next black court.
Oh, man.
At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of target opponent's library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. If you're the Monarch, until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among cards exiled with Court of Lochthwain without paying their mana cost.
So you're going to exile the top 8 of
Yep.
various decks and then play them for free. Which, again, it could be very good or very bad.
Sure. I like the ones that deal damage. We can draw cards under our own kind of volition with our own spells in this deck. Play Jessica's Will. Play the blue card draw spells. Play more black card draw. Play Necropotence.
Play Court of Ire,
Sure.
which I forget how much it costs, but it does 2 if you're not the Monarch. It does 8 if you are the Monarch.
Yeah, and just like a bunch of times.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. That'll do. Okay.
Let's talk about these last 2
We got
cards,
last 2 cards, and we'll quickly do some strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, my God.
Okay. These cards are... We've been waiting. We've been decades to play these.
Yes, and they're still so bad. They're still bad. Like, we're finally made it, and they're still bad.
We are schoolboying these cards, and they're still bad. Okay, give the first one a read.
Never-Ending Torment.
Oh, come on.
Is a sorcery for black 6, or black 4, I'm sorry. Search target player's library for X cards, where X is the number of cards in your hand, and remove them from the game. Then they shuffle their library.
That's a mill card, FYI.
Yes, and then it has Epic. And what Epic says is for the rest of the game, you can't cast other spells.
Oh, no.
As of thus, you can only Never-Ending Torment your opponent forever.
But if we attack them and hit them for 8, we search for, let's just say, we've got 5 cards in our hand.
Sure.
And we hit them for 8.
Yep.
So we search for 5 cards and exile them 8 times.
Yes.
That's still only 40 cards. That's not even good.
But now you've left them with 40 lands and 20 non-lands, and then
next turn we do it again, and they have nothing but basics left in their deck.
They only have land.
Oh, yeah. You know what's better is you get all the lands in their deck. Because if you can hit them for 40, like if you can get 40 cards,
take all the land out of the
all
deck.
their land and all their mana rocks. And then they can't cast anything. Then they can't do anything. And it's a miserable slog, and that sucks if that happens to anybody. And it makes
But
if the game isn't going to end at that time, like somebody's just not playing.
Yeah. The game is over at that point. Really.
Well, if
like,
you're
let's
the
be
only
honest.
two left,
The game is over. Like,
this card is the lulziest card ever.
it's not. Because we're still playing Eternal Dominion. That's the lulziest card ever, okay? This one is for the lulz.
Okay, let me read it. Okay.
Tell him.
Blue, 7. 10 mana, sorcery. Search your opponent's library for an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land. Mm-hmm. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle.
Yes.
And it's got epic.
Yes.
Now this card's good.
Yes.
Like if I hit you for 5 or 6
Yep.
and get to search for 5 things in your deck, and I get like an Ulamog and a World Spine Worm.
It doesn't have to be the person you hit either.
Oh,
it's target
come on.
players. So like you could pick and choose. Like, hey, I need a Sol Ring
Target
from
opponent.
everybody. Yeah. Like
Yeah, if I hit you with Obeka, or you hit me with Obeka, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You search Alexi's deck for like Elish Norn, World Spine Worm, Ulamog, Shieldred.
Yeah.
Right? Like those 4 cards are going onto your battlefield.
Yes.
That is a pretty solid line to win the game with.
Now here's the downfall. Why we say these cards are really bad. Because let's say Obeka dies.
Ooh.
Because now you can't replay her.
Uh-oh.
And you're stuck having one shitty upkeep, doing one shitty thing, one shitty time a turn. And that's not the best.
Yes, sir.
It's a bad feeling. I think the red epic spell deals damage equal to the number of red things in your hand. But we're not playing that. Although we probably could, because it would probably end games pretty quick.
Yeah.
If we have 7 cards in our hand.
Yep.
Which we might.
We might.
It's not like you can play them. Right?
So good. Let's cut to some strengths and weaknesses, then let's get the hell out of here and drink more coffee.
Coffee, yes.
Yeah. Because it's the morning.
Yes.
Okay. $447 deck as it stands. Yep. Are we going to call that a strength, a weakness? Because we can chop this right down to like less than $300. Easy.
You could build
this deck.
It's very tunable. You could do it on a budget or not.
That's a strength, Joe.
Yes.
We didn't skip strength. That's a strength. New hotness. Everybody's talking about this deck because it could be a very powerful deck. You're going to see it. You're going to be part of the silliness that is 8 upkeeps. Like that's just going to be a thing that happens.
That's going to be fun.
And if it's you doing it or if it's happening to you, that's going to be fun Magic the Gathering.
I agree.
It's going to be fun Magic card time with friends.
Yes.
Okay. Access to powerful color combo and access to, depending on your kind of power altitude, some of the best cards in Magic.
Yeah, like if you want this deck to just show up to ball with your buddies' other strong decks, you can do that. If you want to kind of ratchet it back, you can do that too. There's lots of room to wiggle here.
Yep.
And I think this is a strength. It's the only deck that does what this deck does.
Yes.
Nowhere else are you going to be able to do this.
You can replicate it with that one Sphinx that gives you another beginning phase and Paradox Haze that gives you another upkeep.
Sure.
Like these cards in this deck pair well with those cards also. And I'm willing to bet we're going to see Sphinx, Paradox Haze, and Obeka in the same deck. Go to EDH Like you're going to see that.
Yes.
Okay. I like this one. This one is you might not notice this one as much, but it lets you play air quotes multiples. In that, I put a card in my Phyrexian Arena. I put that card in my deck to draw me cards on my upkeep.
Yes.
I have access to 1 Phyrexian Arena.
Correct.
If you played mono black control in standard in Odyssey block,
right,
you could play like 2 Phyrexian Arenas and be very happy.
Yes.
3 cards a turn, right? This lets me do that.
Yes, it does.
But I got to attack with my commander, which is something I want to do anyway.
Exactly. By doing the thing you're already doing, you're going to do it better.
Yes. Let's jump over to the weaknesses.
I love doing better.
What's the first weakness of this deck?
100% reliant on your commander.
That was my note.
Yes. Without Obeka, it's over.
Yes.
The deck is over.
I'm going to put a sub-rider on that, Malige.
Okay.
We're actually playing bad cards that
Yes.
also rely on our commander.
Exactly. So it's not like you can use your shitty cards to dig yourself out of the hole.
Yep. I got one more.
Okay.
This is like Sub-Rider 2A on relies on your commander.
Oh my goodness.
It's tempting for me to put 8 and 9 and 10 drop cards in my deck that rely on my commander.
Yes.
So be careful of that, kids.
like eternal whatever, right? You're playing those stupid epic cards.
Yeah, and then they do nothing. Like, you can literally do nothing. Like, I guess I just lose the game.
Yeah.
So
that's sucky.
Strengths and weaknesses, you can do it budget, you can do it lots. Like the 5 most expensive lands, boom, immediately cut $100 off the cost of this deck.
The Darksteel Reactor's $15.
Yeah. And the Karlach Fury of Avernus, I'm willing to bet like you can get cheaper than $21 for that card. Multiple combat step cards, right?
Like, and I'm going to say it again, Aggravated Assault.
I got one more. Black Market Connections, $23, and it doesn't even trigger during your upkeep.
Cut it.
Play
Mechanized Production.
Copy Enchantment, and you can copy your Phyrexian Arena.
Yes. See, those are all, and I was going to say, these are some of the cards that are...
Wait, Copy Enchantment's expensive, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
It was reprinted in Eldraine.
Okay.
So there's a storybook version of it. But you could play... The Copy Enchantment's a card that I think is missing from this deck. Aggravated Assault is a card that's missing from here that we could definitely
play. And if you're going to do Aggravated Assault, you're going to want Sword of Feast and Famine instead of Sword of whatever and whatever we're playing.
Yes, which is expensive, but whatever.
So are the other swords. So is the Black Market Connections.
Not as much as...
Okay, yeah, I get you.
But what is it, Body and Mind? Like, if you're going to invest excitement into a sword, you will have less excitement if you... Yeah. What else do we... Chronozoa. Would be fucking good in this deck.
Chronozoa is a upkeep trigger thing, right?
It's a 3/3.
Give us a couple upgrades, and then we got to get out of here, or else Joe is going to jump through the camera, the bleached lens, and just choke us.
Get us, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about Aggravated Assault.
Yep.
We talked about Chronozoa. Now Chronozoa is a 3/3. I think it flies and then it has Vanishing, and then when the last time counter is taken off of it, you make 2 of them. And then those 2 make 4.
They
and
replicate. Yeah.
So you're going to get
a good one.
Bazillion flying 3/3 bros, which is really, really cool. And this is the one. Mechanized Production. Let's talk about that one first. That's another win the game card, where if you control enough artifacts, you win. And at the beginning of your upkeep, it gives you a copy of an artifact.
Yep.
So that's just super duper good. Obvious include for a deck like this. The last one, I'm so pumped about this.
Okay.
Dragon Master Outcast.
Dragon Master Outcast, the card that never worked for anybody ever?
Yes.
That one?
It's finally going to pay off. 1/1 for 1. If you have 6 lands at the beginning of your upkeep, you make 1 dragon. But now...
You make 8 dragons.
We make 8 dragons the turn we play it. Oh,
yes.
So good.
Yes,
so good.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that more than the Plarg card. Because Plarg, sure, it always gets his guy, but it costs 5, and we have to do a bunch of other stuff, and we're playing our opponent's stuff. So what if they're playing something like shitty like I'm playing? You're going to get like, what, a 2/3 advisor that has no abilities because he's from Portal 3 Kingdoms?
Maybe.
Or you could get a 6/6 dragon that flies.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
I guess that's fine. That's also good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you have something to solve for Team Haste, we could play a World at War or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And just give our dudes haste and get in there. There's this distinct lack of team with haste in this deck.
Yeah.
And I think when I build it, I'm going to have a little bit more of a team.
I like Mass Hysteria. All creatures gain haste.
Yeah.
I like Fervor. I like Anger.
Yep.
Anger. Not really any way to put it directly into our graveyard, but a fine card to have if you just want to use it as a blocker.
Yep.
Very good. Okay. We got to thank the business daddies.
We do.
If you want to pick up an Obeka, I know that they have Outlaws of Thunder Junction sealed and singles on sale. FusionGamingOnline.com. CCO Save promo code.
Obeka's still a few bucks, and you can pay fewer bucks.
Yeah, for sure.
CCO Save.
And big thanks to all the new subs. And we gotta say, if you're new to Commander Cookout, you go to Fusion Gaming, use CCO Perks promo code when you're spending over $100. Like if you're in Canada, you're getting a booster box, or you're buying a whole deck.
Yeah.
Or like 2 cards, and it's over $100. CCO Perks promo is going to get you some store credit kickback onto your Fusion account that then you can turn around and
buy more stuff.
with. Yeah, that's the point for them. Yeah.
Yes, we want to buy more stuff.
Yep. Hey, I forgot to mention this. Look at the CCO toque on the mic arm. That's producer Gary's toque, so maybe don't smell it. But you can pick those up. CCO store. We're going to have them in Vancouver too. The winter stuff is all on sale now because it's
not winter anymore. Technically,
yeah.
It is still. It snowed like 6 inches over the last week. But
yeah, very much so. Man. But here we are. So final thought of the day. What do you got? You're building Obeka. How do you feel? How do you feel about the deck versus how you would build it versus what you think you're going to run into in Vancouver?
The core that we talked about on the pre-show.
Yeah. watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
Okay, we're really thinking about how to make that better. God dang it.
Yeah, we actually had Magic content on it this time about this deck that we didn't talk about here. So get the whole thing. I'm going to build the core, which is just like in here.
Yep.
And this deck made me actually even more excited to build my Obeka deck because it does all the Obeka gimmicks.
Actual excited, not excited.
Yeah, actual excitement.
Good.
It's not just I have to invest in excitement. But
Yep.
the thing that I'm a little sad about is I don't actually own any courts.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to go find them. They're sold out everywhere because I'm not the only person that's
Because
excited
Obeka,
to build
yeah.
this deck, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little poopy, but I'm going to get them. I'll find them. And if you have any, hit me up and we'll trade them in. But the point is, I think this deck is going to be a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I'm really looking forward to playing against it. And I'm really looking forward to those games where I just get blown out and she costs like 65 mana.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just never get to play her ever
Oh,
again.
yeah, for
And I just
sure.
have a bunch of duds.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking all my decks, I'm laying them out, and I'm going to say I'm going to add at least one removal spell into every single one of these, specifically for Uncle Brando's Obeka. I'm going to beat your bay. Yeah, let's not Google that.
Yeah, let's not Google that. What the point is, this deck is going to be a great deal of fun. I'm really happy we got to talk about it on the show today.
Yep.
If you have some Outlaws of Thunder Junction stuff you'd like to have featured, we got a few in our deck channels on the Discord. We've got a couple in our email inbox. We're going to be looking through them all. But if you've got something cool or fun or whatever you want to have featured on the show, send it in, tag me in it. We'll take a look at it. And we're going to be back next week to talk about one of those decks on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!